the Orthodox Christian and the spirit of the world. In this video, we're going to see some of the Christian virtues and the passions that the spirit of the world is trying to install into us. The series on spiritual struggle explains how to acquire virtues little by little. The next virtue is hope. Hope is about waiting plus trust in things of God. So we are expecting something from God. We hope in the afterlife. We hope in the resurrection of the bodies. The spirit of the world sells us confusion. Confusion about God. Confusion about the afterlife. Confusion about the number of gods. Confusion about the start of the universe. All of these things create a certain amount of pressure, a certain type of stress inside the human self. And then what happens? People just go about trying to release that stress. So they try to find some kind of pleasure in life. And the attitude is, let's eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. In Romans 5 we read, we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Now hope does not disappoint. In Romans 12, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer. Humility. Humility is best described as decreasing the perception of personal value. So if I want to act in a humble way, I would be attempting to decrease the other people's perception of my value. This is the opposite of pride, the opposite of show-off, the opposite of egotism, where people try to enhance or increase the perception of personal value. How do pride and egotism show in real life, in society? Through the many TV shows about stars. Stars who are cooking, dancing, jumping, running, whatever it is. Everybody is so in love with stars and want to become one. What does God say about humility? Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So lowly in heart means humility. Judge not, that you be not judged. This is about judging others. For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. So there's a big relation between pride and judging others. Humble people, people with humility, do not judge others. There are tests to know if someone is prideful or not. But in a quick way, we can ask ourselves those two small questions. Do I forgive people? If I don't forgive people, it means I'm prideful. I'm full of pride. I cannot accept that somebody did something against my will. Do you ask for forgiveness? If you make a mistake, do you go and say, I'm sorry I made a mistake? If you don't, then you are prideful. The Lord in John 7 says, do not judge according to appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. But the question is, can we actually judge righteously? Do we know all the information that we need to know? Let's look at this example. Suppose we have this person, and there are so many virtues as we have seen before. I have added some grades for this person's virtues so that we can evaluate if we can. But can we ever know all these grades for these virtues? We cannot know that. We might see a person a few times, and then suddenly from one act we jump into a conclusion and we judge the person. We should not do that, because in reality we don't know the person's grades. For this particular person, the average is 54. Is that something good or is that something bad? If we look at the person's life and we discover that last year this guy had an average of 34 and now it's 54. So this guy is improving. He's working hard. He's trying to become a good Christian. And that's why we should never judge anybody. Love is at the top of the virtues. Love is about wishing others well all the time. This is what we wish for others. But the spirit of the world does not teach that. The spirit of the world teaches hatred, which shows through revenge and the love of revenge. And what's a frenemy anyway? Is that someone that you wish them well? Or is that someone that you're trying to revenge of? The Lord in John 13 says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another. But by this, all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." What are the results of the virtues? The results of the Christian virtues are love for God and love for neighbor, which show in the person as peace and joy. The person feels peace and joy all day long. And what are the results of the spirit of the world? It's about selfishness and pride. The person feels anxiety. They have hatred. They want to revenge. The results are war and fighting all the time. That's what the world is trying to sell to us. In Matthew 22nd, Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." So by acquiring the Christian virtues, we can actually fulfill these two commandments, love for God and love for neighbor. And we also get peace and joy in our souls. The soul of the Christian believer is decorated by all these virtues, and this allows them easy access into heaven. In the coming video, which is going to be the last of this series, The Spirit of the World, we're going to see the effects of the spirit of the world on raising children and what can we do in order to have a good Christian upbringing. I hope that you found this video useful. God bless you.